everyone, and welcome to this journey into the history of the so-called City of the Duce throughout the fascist era. Our itinerary will begin from Viale della Libertà, formerly known as Viale Benito Mussolini, designed in order to connect the train station to the city centre. Our story will begin right here and now.
Starting from the beginning of this crucial boulevard, we can see the train station, designed by Ezio Bianchi and built between 1924 and 1925. The station displays an eclectic facade, horizontally developed and organized on 3 levels. The middle section, corresponding to the main entrance and the double-height hall, is flanked by 2 symmetrical towers that showcase the 3 entrance archways. The building has 2 more protruding bodies on its sides, where we can see 2 secondary arched entryways, parted and decorated just the same as the central section. The platforms, raised by 5 meters, are protected by roofs placed on thin cast iron columns, aesthetically related to the late 1800s. This train station was intended to represent a magnificent entrance to the new city of the Duce. This is where Forli welcomed the greatest visitors of the regime. During the last month of the Second World War, it was heavily bombed by the Allies' plane, along with the nearby industrial area of Forli.
Walking along Viale della Libertà, we can see the Technical Institute Guglielmo Marconi, commissioned by Benito Mussolini in order to provide the city with a new learning center whose importance was to be extended beyond the local territory. The complex was designed by Arnolfo Fuzzi, who gave the rooftop the shape of an M dedicated to Mussolini. This complex was intended to provide a place where young people could study and work thanks to the implementation of classrooms equipped on the basis of new learning methods combining both theory and practice. The first project date back to 1934, but the building wasn't completely until 1941. The monumental entryway, framed by 6 columns, is flanked by side buildings which are also divided into vertical bands. Formerly a controversial building during Mussolini's dictatorship, the institute was heavily bombed during the Second World War.
Just across the boulevard, we can see the former Rosa Maltoni Mussolini Primary School. The building reflects the public architecture of the first fascist decade in Romagna, where the order and grandeur of the eclectic late 1800s was heavily prominent. The school was built between 1930 and 1932, taking up a vast block with wide gardens used as an outdoor gym. It's regarded as a huge quadrangular installation whose fourth side, parallel to the boulevard and opposite the entryway, is a sort of big stone greenhouse whose purpose was to provide the student with an indoor leisure space. The architect Arnolfo Fuzzi opted for a stereotypical eclectic local style and for planimetrical installations provided by the Education Ministry in order to ensure a typological and distributive mode of operation. The day after July 25, 1943, when Mussolini's dictatorship collapsed, a large panel exalting Giacomo Matteotti was affixed on the school wall.
Reaching the end of the boulevard, we notice a building known as Liceo Classico G Morgagni, our institute. During the fascist era, this building harbored the Institute for Technical Aeronautics. The building was designed by Cesare Valle, initially to harbor the Physical Education Academy. It was only in 1938 that it got earmarked as an Institute for Technical Aeronautics. The body was organized into 2 blocks, the residential area and the learning sports area. Planimetric distributed installation showcases optimal functionalist research, while the Romanesque plaster reliefs trace a clear rationalist influence. In the internal walls of the so-called Italic yard, the painter Angelo Canivari devised a big-column mosaic on flying history. In the Constellation Hall, the mosaic flooring made by School of Spilimbergo portrays the celestial chart of the southern hemisphere. On the outside, Icarus statue, sculpted from a single block of Carrara white marble, was made by Francesco Saverio Palozzi.